single moms, often praised for their toughness, resilience, struggle, and dedication, defined as a mother raising one or more children without a spouse in the home. It has long been said and joked about that these women produce the best athletes. But is it true? Today, we'll dive into a statistical analysis on this episode of Sports Revelations. I know what you're wondering. How can you actually measure if single women give birth to better athletes? Well, quite easily, actually. When you're a professional athlete, there's public information on you. When you're one of the best athletes in your sports league, there's even more public information on you. So what I did was take every All-Pro NFL player and every All-NBA player from the 2019 to 2023 seasons and Googled if their parents were married. Now, why did I choose these two sports? Well, to be honest, these sports are the American sports with the most black people. Statistically speaking, blacks have the highest single motherhood rate in America, so we should get a good sample size to see if single women really do produce better athletes. Let's start with the NBA. This is statistically the blackest sports league in the United States, with about 70.4% of athletes being black. That being said, we're going to look at every All-NBA player's family structure, not just the black players. Now, I must point out that according to American statistics, a two-parent household doesn't exactly imply being married. If a woman has a live-in boyfriend, for example, she is no longer considered to be a single mom. So, the single motherhood rate in the black community is said to be between 44 through 47%, but according to blackstatistics.com, only 40% of black women who gave birth in the last 12 months were married. That being said, for this study involving athletes, I'll be classifying single mothers as both women who were never married and women who got divorced and proceeded to raise the child by themselves. So if the woman got divorced while the child was alive, and the dad remained active in the child's life, they are not considered a single mom for the sake of this study. If the parents were married and one spouse died during the marriage, they are not considered a single mom for the sake of this study. That being said, the black single motherhood rate in America is 44% at its lowest, while the black single motherhood rate among first through third team All-NBA players is 30% at its highest. When you exclude black Americans, the single motherhood rate in America is 16.3%. The single motherhood rate among non-black All-NBA moms, 11.1%. And if you want to look at this on an even deeper level, this is a chart of the single motherhood rate by position. About 55% of forwards came from single moms, 21% of guards, and literally 0% of centers. If you want to take an even deeper look, pause this screen that shows you each All-NBA player's family situation. Now moving on to the NFL. The NFL is significantly less black than the NBA percentage-wise. But what the NFL lacks in percentage, it makes up for in sheer numbers. Therefore, the NFL has a decent subgroup to choose from regarding both blacks and non-blacks. Let's start with the non-blacks. Among all pros who did not have black mothers, the single motherhood rate was 7.5%, compared to the 16.3% in the United States. Moving on to the black mothers, where 54.6% of them were single moms compared to the 44 through 47% in the United States. Interesting. However, when we look deeper and go by position, you see this number is dramatically skewed by linebackers. Despite their race, 77.8% of linebackers on this list came from single mothers. In fact, only 3 positions out of 14 positions saw a single motherhood rate of 50% or above. The single motherhood rate for returners was 100%, linebackers 77.8%, running backs 50%, quarterbacks and punters 33.3%, wide receivers 30%, guards, cornerbacks, and safeties 20%, tackles, centers, edge rushers, defensive tackles, and kickers 0%. So, do single mothers produce better athletes? If you want a definitive answer, if you want an in-depth answer, the answer would be single mothers produce better forwards in the NBA. Meanwhile, married couples produce better guards and centers. Regarding the NFL, single mothers produce better returners, linebackers, and maybe running backs. Meanwhile, married couples produce better children at literally every other position, all things being considered. Single moms do not produce better athletes. So, before you decide to leave your baby mama or go raw inside that girl from Tinder, just know you are most definitely putting your child at a disadvantage in the sports world. This is ASED. Like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day.